Hello everybody and welcome to the tavern. My name's Jay. Uh, this is gonna be a sort of an educational video and I'm going to play either a support or a tank. Most likely a tank. Actually, I'm gonna play either Blastoise or Slowbro. Blastoise, Slowbro, or Mammoth. Let's go find Blastoise real fast. Alright. This is my build of Blastoise. It is a cooldown reduction build, as well as a shielding build. I'm actually going to go top lane. And just forget the build. We're going to start talking about this Pokemon. What he does during the laning phase. What he does during the lull time. What he does during the end game. Because this is going to be how you actually play as a tank, as well as playing Blastoise. So, a lot of people say he get his power spike at 9. I'm gonna say that's wrong. He gets his power spike at 7. The reason why I say that is because at 7 he gets both his moves, and that's when he starts becoming a nuisance, not a threat, a nuisance. Why? Because now he's starting to shove and push people away from where they want to be. Starts displacing his enemies, or yeah, you start displacing your enemies. You start actually being annoying. I don't know who my laner is, but in the early game, you're gonna be kind of useless because you want your laner, depending on who they are, to get the EXP. You don't want them to not get the EXP. So right now, Pikachu, I don't consider him a late game Pokemon. He's an early game Pokemon. But I have to give him the EXP. Why? Because he needs it more than me. He's the damager. He's doing the damage. I think we can bully this. Yeah, we can bully this. Yeah, like okay. We're good. Don't need to aggress anymore. We're fine. We aggressed. You'll probably see this in like a tomorrow video. We aggressed, yes, but we actually could push the aggression while staying relatively safe. Well worth it. Now we have a Greninja. We have to worry about a Greninja now, and they're just gonna score that. We don't have a choice. We actually don't have a choice. So, because we got ganked, there's nothing we could do. Literally nothing we can do because we got ganked. Mind you, when that happens, there's not much you can do. Literally not much you can do when getting ganked. So your best bet is to just try not to die. Do what you can, don't die. Give me the Hydro Pump. Now that I reached this spike, this is gonna be a small spike. I reached this spike, and my laner is leaving me to my own devices, which terrible idea, because now they're aggressing. See, if my Pikachu was there, we could have done something. And now we can't do anything because the Pikachu's not there. Again, the problem is, there's gonna be a problem. My job is to make sure he gets to his power spikes. I can't do that if he's gonna leave. Reason why is because there's no one to give a power spike to. So once he gets to like, I think he's good now. I think he's good now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to my power spike, which I'm here now. And so my entire job now becomes I'm literally just gonna like push them back, and that's that. This is right now. We go for the objectives and we get them, or attempt to. I couldn't because I wasn't gonna make it there in time, but I can get this objective. And again, this is becoming the problem. Like, I don't want to make this another rant video. I really don't. Again, so my job is, I'm gonna have to like push this Rotom out of the fucking way. Actually, I'm gonna have to push everybody out of the way. There's nothing we can do about that. Alright. I don't know what to do anymore. So that happened. They have so much overwhelming advantage that all I can do is push back. That's all I can do to literally all I can do is just like push him back. Push him back. That's it. CC. Push him back. That's actually like, this is actually the most stressful game ever. Because again, I literally can't do my job. Like, if they're not gonna allow me to do my job, and it's my team that's not allowing me to do my job. It's not anybody else. It's not the enemy team. It's my team, and that's because, honestly, again, the Pikachu should most likely have been down below, and I should have been with the Dragonite or the Serena to allow them to hit their spikes. But that's not what happened. What happened is I got the Pikachu who more or less did nothing. I helped get him to his spikes, don't get me wrong. But my job is to get him to his spikes, and now that actual threat up there, because Pikachu is not a threat. On his own, Pikachu is not a threat. Like, again, and then we leave the bottom lane alone. So I'm trying to do my job. My job is to push back, is to make sure that they don't do anything, to make sure they don't stay on the point. What's happening is, as all of that is happening, as all of that is happening, they're leaving the other lane alone. They're leaving everything alone. I cannot do my job if my team is incompetent or is not using my abilities to their full advantage. So like that Rotom, I could have easily handled the Rotom. How? I could keep pushing him back until until it's no longer a threat. What actually goes on? Like, what's actually going on is that right now, that Pikachu just used his Unite move on things that are way above his level, making an attempt to actually do anything in hopes of gaining something. We have not put any advantage, and it's very telling of how we're gonna do in this game. That Pikachu scoring 8 meant nothing. Like, again, that Pikachu scoring 8 meant absolutely nothing. Jack shit. Like, that Wigglytuff could have actually came in to put people to sleep. Could have came in with the ult. Could have actually saved... Well, could have saved the Serena at the very least. What we have right now is just a mishmash of just nobody knows what to do. And they're just attacking. There is no actual... So this is a case of what not to do as a team. Like, what you don't do as a team. Doesn't matter what... Doesn't matter anything else. You do not do this as a team. So, like, at this point, we don't have Articuno. We don't have anything. We're gonna lose. And that's because, again, the Pikachu should have been far less aggressive than it needed to be. 1. 2, it shouldn't have been a Pikachu there. It should have been a late game carry. Because who do we have? We have 2 late game carries who aren't doing anything, who are behind because they were late game. I don't even care anymore. Like, it's been so long, and we still didn't even get the Articuno. So, what did we learn in this game? Your team... This is the exact reason why tanks and supports don't work on a team comp. This is why nobody wants to be a tank or a support. Your team decides not to use you when you can push, when you are a tank, when you are a support, when you have their back. They don't want you to have their back. They want to do things on their own, and it's getting to a point where I'm going to tell them, you go off on your own, you're going to die, and you're going to punish me for it. That's what's going on in these games. That is what's happening. There is no reason why we should have lost that. There is no reason why my entire team had to play that aggressive and just like not chill back, and there's no reason why any of this should be happening. But it's happening because the team decides I'm the carry. I'm not trying to carry, I'm trying to support the carry. If you're not winning, it's because no one has your back. And you have to you're putting into your head, I have to carry, I have to do this on my own, I'm alone. It's a team-based game, and people are thinking they are alone in a team-based game. And that's because people think their teammates are incompetent. My Pikachu there was incompetent. Got killed, made it so that way I couldn't get to my power spikes, made it so that way we lost much more. Instead of just like playing it safe. We lost all those points because the team wasn't fully there and wasn't playing as even remotely something resembling the team. There's only so much I can do as a tank to get people off your back, but the moment I can, if I'm of their level, I can keep them off your back, and I can make it so that way you can murder them instead of just like me being fisted because people don't actually know. Let me focus the target that tank is focusing, and instead focus on an objective 10 miles away. That's what's happening in these games. People don't want to play as a team. They want to play on their own. They want to feel like they can accomplish things on their own. Truth be told, in a team-based game, you can't do shit on your own. You really can't. For you to be able to do anything on your own, you need your team to be able to actually handle everything else. for you to try to do things on your own. And even then, you're not doing anything on your own. That was actually like very frustrating, because that was a poor way of showing how, as a Blastoise, I'm supposed to support my laner, and then in the late game, do my job as a tank, push them away from the objective so that way we can secure the objective. Do everything I can to make sure we get these objectives. We did none of that. The team did none of that. Even if I didn't, even if I went down, I was not going to be able to provide enough support to take care of that, because we lost the level advantage. We lost the advantage, or I should say, we never had the advantage to begin with. And it took all of the last 2 minutes to try to get Articuno for them to still get Articuno at the 0 mark. That is saying something. People don't understand that. That is saying something about your team play. If you cannot work with your laner, if you cannot work with your team, you yourself are a detriment to the team. You yourself are acting as a third team that is unneeded in any game. This is why you are losing in your games. It's because, again, much like everybody else, everybody has the same mindset. Especially after playing this game, a lot of people have the same mindset of, I am alone, my team is incompetent, I have to handle this. And if the team is smart, the enemy team, if the enemy team is smart, they're not going to allow you to hard carry, because now they know you are a threat and they're going to take care of you first. And if they're actually smart, they won't actually take the Articuno because they have the advantage, which means you have to score. Which means you're not going to be allowed to do much of anything else, because you have to make hard choices that you think your team isn't trying to make. It's very frustrating. This is the exact reason why nobody plays tanks and nobody plays supports. It's because everybody wants to play an attacker or an all-rounder to try to carry their games, and nobody wants to put in the time to figure out why the hell they are losing their games. That being said, I'm done ranting. Rant over. Take it for what you will. And forget the outro, forget anything, learn the game. Learn how to play the game. Learn what your role is. Learn what you need for the team comp. Stop playing for your goddamn selves and play with the team. Not that difficult. If you can't play this game, go try playing League, go try playing something else where a team actually matters in every aspect of your game. Stop trying to play the game as if you are by yourself, because that's why you lose the game. Play with your team. Learn that if your teammate doesn't want to aggress, it's because they know they physically cannot aggress. Learn these subtleties. Otherwise, you're not getting better. Learn what your Pokemon does, what they want to do. Each Pokemon has something they want to do. They don't all want to attack. That being said, the tavern is now closed. I shall see you all later.